Remember I sold, or actually I got a bunch of romance novels. I sold another lot of romance novels. These are called Love Swept. These are the newer covers. These are the older ones. There's a bunch down there. There were 27, I believe, in the whole lot. This is the 10th, I think. 10th lot I've sold of the romance novels that I got. They were all donated to me at the store. There was hundreds of them. Thankfully, I've sold off 10 lots on eBay, plus about 300 locally in one big lot that someone came and picked up a few weeks ago. So like I said in the other video, they're not going to be super fast sellers, but it always depends. It always depends. This is 27 of these Love Swept. If you had 50 of them, if you had 100 of them, it'd probably sell even better. Generally speaking, the more you have, the better. So that one sold. This one sold for $29.99 plus shipping. After all fees and everything, I ended up making $21.77 off of this. So again, this was free to me. I had to sort them and then, of course, photograph them and list them on eBay. And I've done about $200 in gross sales, over $200 now, just on eBay, plus the ones that I sold locally. I also had another book lot sale that is not from that lot. These were donated, though. They are from an author, Paul Doherty. 15 of his. These are medieval, ancient Rome mysteries, I believe. This has been someone that's been leaving a lot of books with me, donating their large collections, or their big collection. So that one sold. Let's see, how much did that one sell for? Sold for $23.69. I have a 21% promotion running on a bunch of my items that are over 90 days old. So this one fell into that. It was going for, I think, $29.99. After all, what did I end up making? Oh, right. After all fees and shipping and everything, I ended up making $18.94. So off of 15 books, a little more than $1 each book. Not a huge profit, but it's still, it's business. I also sold this, It's a Wonderful Life, a Laserdisc set. If you've never sold Laserdiscs before, they actually do sell. They're essentially, they're movies, right? So this is the technology that came after VHS tapes and before DVDs blew up. They're the size of a vinyl record because it fits nicely in my vinyl record shipping or mailing boxes right here. So it's the same size as vinyl records. They are silver typically, thicker, a little bit heavy, but this technology is still sought after. Apparently there's enough people that still have Laserdisc players because it requires a certain player for it. This one did not sell for that much money. It sat for quite a long time, sold for $15. I don't know why. I used to do free shipping. I know why, because I thought that I could sell more items, but it turns out it's not true. So I never do free shipping now, but this was free shipping. I ended up making $7 and change off of this, but it sat for a while, this particular one. But I have sold lots of Laserdiscs, individual Laserdiscs and Laserdisc lots on eBay. If you come across them, if you can get them for free or really cheap, I recommend it. If you're buying in bulk, if there's Laserdiscs, don't just chuck them. They might be worth some money. Even in lots, if you have like 20, 30 in a lot, you can sell them for decent money as well. And there's some that I've sold that have been sealed or that are more rare for good money. I sold some sealed Star Wars Laserdiscs. Those sold for good money as well. So if you're in the thrift store, you're probably not going to want to buy them unless they're sealed or they're somehow super rare. Of course, as always, you got to do your due diligence. You have to look them up on eBay and see what is sold and what they're selling for and what the competition is like. So in terms of cherry picking them, there might be some that are worth cherry picking. There are some for sure, but you just got to do your research, just as always, essentially. Learn as you go, and then you'll know the next time that you see some Laserdiscs what potentially can be worth some money. And it's kind of the same thing, right? Like if it's a funky title, it's probably worth it. If it's not sealed, but it's more of a mainstream title, it might not be worth it. But because Laserdisc is unique format that didn't last very long, and there's not as many out there, you'd be surprised the ones that can actually be worth money. I also sold this CD, which came from those 10 boxes donated. This is another more rare movie soundtrack, San Pietro. Didn't sell for much. It sold for 11 bucks. Made $7 and change off of it. But again, donations, turning it into money, it's always a great way to, if you're going to start off, of course, reselling. This was another donation, The Circus of Dr. Lau, edited by Ray Bradbury. This is a book from 1956, and it sold for $18.74, made $15 and change off of it. This was donated as well, so it seems that almost everything except for the Laserdisc was donated. You'd be amazed when you tell people that you want their stuff, that you'll take it off their hands, that they'll give it to you. So you don't have to have a brick and mortar store like I do. Of course, that helps, but just telling people, having business cards, posting on social media, all that kind of stuff, you'd be surprised if you do that consistently for months and months and months, that over time you'll just start getting stuff because the word will spread and people will tell other people, and you'd be surprised. So this was a nice sale, one that sat for a little while, but still a good one for a smaller book. I also sold this, which I bought in a thrift store back on last year. It's almost been a year. Look at that, July. This sold on Amazon though for $12 and change. I bought it for $2, so I will make a profit off of it, but I had it listed for $17, but you know how Amazon goes with everyone liking to get the sale and undercutting everybody. And then, so it ends up going down and selling for $12 and change. I had to reprice it quite a lot. The Tao of Trauma. If I saw this on the shelf, would you look it up? I would look it up, which I did, of course. Yeah, so this was a nice find. Not a huge profit, but still $12 and change, minus the $2, minus the Amazon fees. Not a big profit, but nonetheless, you can still find items to sell, not just FBA, not just fulfilled by Amazon, but items you can sell through Amazon through their merchant fulfilled program, which is essentially just eBay, right? Where you list the item yourself, you store it, and then when it sells, you ship it, which is just eBay, right? So that's how Amazon started for many years before they implemented FBA, about, I don't know, a dozen or so years after they first, their website first started allowing people to sell. They started, building warehouses and doing that. But initially it was just merchants, i.e. you, the merchant, the seller, fulfilling the orders. And that's a great way to go when you're starting on Amazon, is instead of doing FBA, instead of paying to ship books in, paying to store them, all that stuff, you can just store them on a shelf and sell them yourself without having to pay extra money. And then you can, decide whether you want to do FBA. But anyway, so those are all my sales for today. I had 2, 3, 4, 5 eBay and 1 Amazon. I actually had another Amazon sale that I'll have to do tomorrow. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. See you next video. Take care.